Bumpy road ahead. Ride carefully.
Voice takes, there is data, there is engineering, there is intelligence, but voice is the final part of this equation that makes it all add up beautifully. We could have built this feature, we could have launched it, and I'm guessing most of us would not have been able to really use it because we would have required you to look at the dashboard all the time. But you put a halo on, and the halo gets a notification from your phone, from your vehicle. It's a three-way Bluetooth architecture, and it'll be able to tell you before you approach that pothole. We've already collected a ton of data. We've already, by the way, this is not a feature that we hope and imagine and we dream about. We've already built this out quite a lot. For example, this is how Bangalore pothole data looks like. And if you think Bangalore is, well, predictable, there are other cities also that we have. We have Pune, we have Delhi, we have Mumbai, we have Chennai. I'm sure there are people from Chennai here. You can't see, obviously, we can't show you all the data here on the screen right now, but you don't need to wait. When you step outside today, in the stalls, we have a zone where you can go find your city in our database and see if you can find that famous pothole that you all talk about in our maps, right? Obviously, we can't promise that we know every single pothole, but the data seems to tell us that we seem to know a lot of them now. Great. Now that is pothole alerts, but really what we have at its core is not just potholes, but really road quality, which brings us to better rides, even on bad roads, with smooth road suggestions. So we are integrating this experience with your navigation. So today, when you search for a place or you start navigating to a place, you will get one or two route options. We are adding a third route option in that UI. So there is the best route, there is the fastest route. Now there is the better road to drive on, which is the road free of most amount of potholes, potentially the smoother road to drive on every time. Now, we can try and predict many of these bad stretches of roads for you, but what we can't do is still predict how every rider is there on the road with you, right? So what if this happens?
Hey, I'm okay.
Introducing crash alerts on your Ather. It detects if you've been in a serious accident, and the first thing it'll do is it'll change your UI. It'll flash alerts automatically there. So passerbys can, like even if you are unconscious, they will know who to call because those details will be flashing on your scooter display. And up to 3 emergency contacts will be automatically notified that you've been in an accident, and your live location will be automatically shared with all of them so that they can come help you and give you the help that you need. Now, some of you might already be thinking, and we did get one question yesterday also when we were talking to the media, that what if it is a small scrape or minor fall? How do you differentiate between them? I don't want you to go around telling my dad all the time. I like marginally bump somebody that red alert, red alert, red alert. Beta kya kar raha, beta kya kar raha. So you have to be a little bit more respectful. Well, it is not an easy feature. This actually has taken a lot of engineering to build out. And this was a fun video that we built internally just to celebrate the engineering that went inside to detect different kind of crashes. But the video is so good that we just want to play it here live on stage. Let's cue the video in.
It hasn't been easy. All we have been doing for the past few months is crash perfectly good scooters.
A lot of them.
And for what?
To differentiate between minor bumps and major crashes.
So before Ather, I thought all the crashes were of the same kind, the bad kind. But nowadays, all we do is come up with different kinds of
Crashes. Front impact crash, side impact crash, crash caused by potholes, crash where the brakes were applied where they weren't, crash where the scooter was fine, but the rider. Every cut is not a tragedy, which meant tuning thresholds, preventing false positives, it never ends. Reading vibrations, abrupt acceleration, harsh braking, and other anomalies, so that you get help only when you need it. Many scooters have given their ECUs for this.
for a feature we hope to never end up needing. Rest in pieces.
How many? 9. 10.
Yeah. We have a small demonstration of how crashes work. Yeah, so are we going to see a smaller thing first? Are we not doing that? Do we have a baseball bat? Yeah? Yeah, please do. Do whatever, man. Yeah. The simple bumps, crashes, like I'm sure all this stuff does not trigger it. You're good? You're good. Anything else? Let's get a bat. Let's get a bat. Can we get a bat, please? Here. Bat, bat, bat. Ah, perfect. Yeah, please do put on goggles. We did demos of this yesterday. This Shekhar can sometimes get a little aggressive. Yeah, please. Yeah. Yeah, so all of this will not trigger an alert on your vehicle. Can we now try something a little harder? I think we should. Yeah. So what if you've been in an unfortunate accident? One we hope you're not in, but does happen. What if there is an aggressive driver that you can't predict on the road, like Shekhar here? Godspeed. Yep. Crash alert triggered. We can see the screen here. Yeah, I think. Thanks, Shekhar. Yeah, can we get this out? Thank you. We just want to give you confidence that crash alert won't trigger in a normal situation, that it will take a real crash. Wow, this is really loud. That will take a real crash to trigger it. And if you've been in that crash, the vehicle will blare itself apart, making sure that everybody does get the notification that this needs to be taken care of. And the scooter is still fine, by the way. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Continuing on our safety features with EtherStack 7, we come to our next feature, which is, again, an understanding of road data, something that we've been once again collecting for a long while, which is where you park. Let's see. We call it park safe. We know where you should park the vehicle. Now, honestly, we can't tell you where you should park the vehicle. It's too damn hard. No parking zones are like everywhere in the city. But what we do have some data for is where you are really at risk if you were to park your vehicle. Let's just play that. What we are doing is we are
we are accumulating our understanding of tow zones. Whenever Ather vehicles have been towed across the country, we are taking all the data, we're accumulating it, and we're building a data bank of which are tow-prone zones, right? Not necessarily parking or no parking zones, but where your vehicles can get towed a lot because there is enough historical precedence of vehicles getting towed. So we're taking that, and if you were to ever park there, you will get this notification, so you would know better to avoid that situation. In fact, even this experience is elevated further with voice in your Halo.
You've parked in a tow zone. Please park in a different spot.
Don't just park, park safe. We won't even let you get the helmet off. Even before you get the helmet out, the minute you put the side stand, if the data says that that's a tow-prone zone, you will get the notification, right? The next feature is one which is really for the security of your vehicle more than you. So this again uses the data that we have collected. This uses the algorithms that we have built around predicting theft. I guaranteed could not have figured out that this was going to get the best applause. So if your vehicle is being moved, is getting effectively stolen, then you will get the notification on your mobile phone, and using a new architecture that we have built, you will be able to remotely immobilize your vehicle. That feature is called lock safe. That's how it will work. You'll be able to see the thing pop up on your mobile app, and you can lock the vehicle remotely, overriding the physical key. So even if somebody has the physical key and is turning the vehicle on, you can override that and immobilize your vehicle. And obviously, we're taking care of corner cases. We will obviously take care of corner cases. We will not lock the vehicle when it's going at 60 on a highway or it's on the top of flyover. We'll make sure we bring it to a halt sensibly, but you will be able to secure your vehicle. And the architecture that enables this is what we are calling as remote control, which essentially is, well, a physical, literal remote control on your vehicle. And this finally solves for two of the longest standing asks from our community since we launched a connected vehicle. Finally, using this from your mobile app, you will be able to stop charging. So you don't need to go back. It's amazing how many people still will go down manually 8 floors and switch off their charger at 11 p.m. You don't need to do that now. Finally, you can do it on the mobile app. And you'll finally also be able to use our original feature, which is, where is it? Yes, remote shutdown. You'll be able to do remote shutdown also from the mobile app directly. You don't need to go physically to the vehicle to do that. And the last, a bit more fun feature on Ather Stack after this entire safety seriousness is cricket scores on your dashboard. Yeah. So this will be there on your dashboard on the bottom right side. When you stop the vehicle, you can just tap that data there to get an ungodly amount of information. To see an ungodly amount of information of the current cricket match happening anywhere in the world, and you'll be able to see it. Obviously, you'll not be able to see it when you're riding the vehicle. You'll have to bring the vehicle to a halt to enjoy the experience. All of this, all features, particularly all the voice features, are built with a deep integration. At the center of all of that is our smart helmet line that we introduced last year, Halo. So obviously, if you're doing so much with voice, it's time that we refreshed Halo a little bit. So Halo is now moving on to its generation 2. First, it gets new colors. The full face Halo now is available in 3 different colors. The new generation of Halo also has a different feature set from the first one. It obviously has way detection, chit chat, and music sharing, but it also has pin lock enabled visor, and it has an emergency pull-out padding for particularly if you've been in an accident, something that community gave us a lot of feedback on. It loses wireless charging, moves to USB-C charging, but with this new configuration, we're able to make the entire product a lot more affordable, which we had a philosophy change as we kept building feature sets on Halo. We realized that we don't want to just keep Halo as an amazing marketing product. We want to take it mainstream. We want all of our families to use it, especially with the features around voice that we have built now. And to do that, Halo is a lot more affordable now. The new generation of Halo is now at 5 and 3,000 rupees. Yeah, 5 and 3,000 rupees, and those are the new prices. So a lot of you gave us feedback that the helmet is good, but come on, it's got to be more affordable, or everybody should buy it. Feedback taken. Helmets now enormously more affordable. I think those prices are also with GST, by the way. Great. So that's it. That's all about Ather Stack 7. Lots of new things we have done. Can we just stop?
Hello, what are we doing today?
Take me to Cafe Store.
Taking you to Cafe Store. Let's go home. Taking you home. Rainfall expected. Change your traction control mode to rain.
Play the next song.
Playing now. You hit 1,000 kilometers today.
Thank you. Thank you. With that, we are at the end of all the upgrades on what we already had. We are now moving on to the last two sections for the day. I'll just give the team a minute to queue in the next platform. Ather. So let's start. We've been building for the last 12 years. Originally, with 450, we thought we had everybody's scooter. And we kept arguing for the longest time that you don't need any other product. Like 450 will do the job for everybody, every use case, every scenario. But we got wiser as years rolled by. There was an overwhelming amount of feedback that we like Ather, we like your tech, we like your quality, but we need a different product. We need a different format. Thus was born Rista, our first family scooter. And now with 450 and with Rista, we ended up covering really two very diverse ends of the market. A sporty performance scooter on one end and a family comfortable scooter on the other end with Rista. Our view now is, and it's completely the opposite of where we started, our view now is that the market will keep premiumizing. The Indian two-wheeler market, very much like the rest of the India market, will keep premiumizing, and a premiumizing market tends to diversify. What that means in simple terms is, as the country gets richer, we are not, the era of a one scooter for the family is ending. Different members of the family are going to need different products. Let's see this family here. This is a small and medium business owner. He needs a product that has a lot of storage space, that is very robust. This here is a college kid who's really trying to buy a macho sporty scooter. This here is a school teacher who's really optimizing for a comfortable and a safe product for most. All three of them are going to be buying their own individual scooters, two-wheelers, and they're all going to need different products. It's impossible that all three of them will go buy the same thing because that's what the market buys. So we need to prepare for that future. Every time we build, we believe the future is going to be many scooters, many products for different consumer tastes.
And for that future, we can't every time go back to the drawing board and build a product completely from scratch. We now need a platform, not just a scooter, not just individual products, a platform on which we can build exceptional scooters for everyone. So after 12 years of building our first platform, we're here to unveil our second platform today, the EL platform. Let's cue in the introduction. The EL platform is part fixed and part variable, obviously. The three parts that are going to be unchanging. First is the frame, a tubular steel unibody architecture, which is going to be fixed in all our products. Next up is the powertrain. And third is the electrical architecture. Keeping these three things constant, these are components that need an enormous amount of engineering and testing. Keeping these three things constant, but playing around with the other variables like the battery pack, the display, the tire sizes, the suspension, we can create unique purpose-built products for different consumers. And these are not going to be just a surface treatment. These are not just going to be skin jobs on the same thing internally, which is one thing that's frustrated us always while we've been building scooters. That almost all scooters particularly seem to have the same thing inside with just different plastics around it, which is why they feel the same, they ride the same, they are the same. We're going to do a different job while still getting the benefit of a common platform. And you don't have to imagine that we are just, how will we build this platform? For the sake of this conversation, let's try building products on stage here to just showcase the power of this platform. Let's start with something that's the largest in the scooter space, a maxi scooter. A maxi scooter typically has wide proportions, big road presence, and generally just spacious dimensions overall. So that would need an elongated rear subframe, elongated rear subframe for a bigger seat and longer straight line stability of the product. We will need bigger wheels. So we'll pop the wheel sizes up to about 14-inch, which is one of the largest, I think, now in the industry, for better stability in straight lines and better comfort on potholes and long distance driving. We'll also pump the wheel sizes, we also pump the battery sizes up, take the battery to about 5 kilowatt hour on this platform, which is going to be one of the largest batteries in the industry today. Put all that together with a great visual and a great body all around it, and you have a great maxi scooter built on the EL platform. Let's try attempting building something else. What's the opposite of a maxi? Something small, something nifty, peppy city scooter. Let's try building that. The first thing we will do is bring the frame down because the vehicle needs to be more agile, needs to be more maneuverable. So we'll shrink the rear part of the frame. We'll leave the rest of the frame intact. We'll pop down the wheel sizes to about 12-inch for better maneuverability and better flickability in traffic. I'll just let it play out. Yes. And we will also pop the battery size down, the lowest battery size on this platform, which is going to be about 2 kilowatt hours, while maintaining a very similar performance level that you are expecting on the same product. Put all of it together, and now you have a great peppy city scooter designed for the urban use case. Let's try building a third one on this. This is the bread and butter of our industry, commuter. But this time, let's do the commuter a little differently. Let's optimize for safety more than anything else in this product. First, let's get the basics out. Let's pop back the rear frame so that you have a more comfortable ride, bigger, better, more comfortable seats overall. Let's also elongate the suspension a little bit compared to the city scooter. So you have a very plush suspension. This is going to be one of the largest suspensions in the market. We will pop the front wheel back up to 14-inch. So it's a combination of that wheel size and a very long wheelbase will give you almost unmatched stability on city roads. Finally, we'll do safety now. So let's introduce
the upgrade over CBS. CBS is there on all our products, but we believe it's time to go beyond that. Introducing our proprietary new architecture called the Advanced Electronic Braking System. This is a significant upgrade over what CBS does, and I'll just explain that in the following slides. And obviously ADAS, because all modern two-wheelers are going to have them. A combination of ADAS, advanced EBS, longer wheelbase, bigger wheels gives us a really good safety characteristic as a product. And there it is. You have immediately a commuter that prioritizes safety. And just like that, in 2 minutes, we were able to build 3 very different products on the same platform. The point here is obviously not the exact product. The point is how versatile the platform is. We can build something as large as Maxi to as small as a Peppy scooter to a safety-focused commuter product, all on the same platform with almost minimal changes, right?
And now that we've talked about that, let's talk about the other benefits of this platform. First, let's talk about safety. So I talked about advanced electronic braking system. What this does is a typical combi braking system has fixed, what do we call it? A fixed brake biasing. So generally, if you press the combi brake, the front wheel has a 20% bias. But with this, we have dynamic brake biasing, and coupled with the magic braking algorithm that we have, what we get is a pretty large upgrade over what CBS is able to do. This gives you shorter stopping distances and overall a significantly upgraded braking experience. That again, coupled with much larger wheels, much larger wheelbases, and ADAS gives you a very good safety package on this product. Let's go to the next vector here, which is convenience. One thing that we've been eyeing for a long while on our existing products, but couldn't do till now, is get all our electronics together, get a lot of our power electronics particularly together, which is what we're doing on the EL platform. We are taking 2 of the largest chunks, which is the charger and the Ather drive controller, ADC, and we are merging them into a singular unit. And the reason we're doing it is, and this has frustrated us and been an opportunity for so long. These are 2 components, these are 2 modules, sorry, that share almost the same components at its core. They do essentially a very similar job. This converts AC to DC, and this converts DC back to AC. And they do it in 2 different time zones. You don't use the charger when the motor is going to run, and you don't run the motor when it's charging, right? So 2 components that work in 2 different time zones share almost the same pieces inside. Why not bring them in the same module, which is what we have done. Introducing Ather Charge Drive Controller. It essentially is an amalgamation of our charger and the ADC in a singular module, what we also like to call
something that converts AC to DC and DC to AC. So we're just going to call it AC-DC as a module. Very topical for the event here today. Now, this saves space.
This saves us money. This makes assembly faster. But the biggest advantage that you will get as a consumer on this platform with this architecture is in charging. Because now, with all of that in a single module,
you don't need an off-board charger. So what we will be able to do is replace this portable charger with this, just a small cable. So onboard charging becomes extremely convenient with AC-DC here.
Let's move on for scalability. We're going to more cities. We are becoming a larger and larger company. So obviously scalability has to be the center of how we are approaching and building products now. EL products will have a simplified architecture. The original 450 product line had 16 components, 12 components in the frame. Rista brought it down to 7. And with EL, we are moving to a single part, unibody steel frame architecture. All of this reduces the number of parts significantly. Your number of parts come down by 15% at a vehicle level, which makes it 15% faster to assemble and 15% cheaper to produce overall at a assembly level. So cost comes down because of that. This vehicle will be produced out of a new factory, which we're calling the Ather Factory 3.0. That's how the facade of the new factory is shaping up. We would obviously welcome all of you once it is up next year in Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar. It's going to be a beautiful piece, and this is the place where EL platform products will roll out from. This is certainly the place where scaling up of EL will happen starting next year. Moving forward, final piece on what we're building here, scalability is done, is serviceability. Obviously, we've had a good track record of it and we want to maintain that. So given that we had an opportunity to do a complete clean job with serviceability with this architecture, we've done a few new things. What we've done is we've redesigned your transmission, as you saw in the video there. We have tweaked the frame components. We have changed the reach for every service operation, and that does two things. First, today we have about a 5,000 kilometer service interval. So you need to come for servicing at intervals of about 5,000 kilometers. With all these changes, we expect the interval will increase. So you will have to come fewer times for servicing. We expect service intervals will increase almost up to not 6, 7, but almost 10,000 kilometers. So you will come almost just once in a year for service in some sense. And every time you do come, we expect servicing to be almost 2x faster, which means that you will spend lesser time in service when you do come for service. So overall service experience should see a significant upgrade with the EL platform next year and onwards. Finally, just a summary. We showed you a bunch of concepts here. Honestly, we don't have a crystal ball. The point is not that we know that this concept will work or this product will work or this product will work. What we do know for sure is that we are going to need a lot of products in the future, and EL as a platform sets us up really well for that future.
Having said that, there is a concept on this platform that we have been working on, and we're very excited to unveil that today because that's come out really well.
So I think time to cue in music and
introduce EL01.
Yeah, I think we're just waiting for, yes, there it is. EL01.
Thank you, folks. If you can all get back, we'll just finish the last part.
We'll bring the vehicles up for a final photo shoot towards the end. Thank you. Yeah. So that was all about the EL platform and the concept we built on it. We're particularly excited about that. That's a commuter concept we talked about, commuter concept focused on safety. We continue to develop it, and shortly, sometime next year, we'll be able to reveal more details around the exact product. Let's move on. Last section of the day, we talked about our first concept vehicle. Let's go there. There's a theme that you would have noticed by now, because honestly, we have left no opportunity to hammer it on everybody's head, which is experience and magic. That's literally the theme for ACDC today. Over the years, we've come to realize that we are really passionate about using tech to build magical experiences at the end of the day. Not specs, not features, but experiences. And while historically there was like almost like a race against time because we wanted to build so many things, but the product had to come out first, that we always launch the product and on the product launch the experience. We want to change that now. We want to now start showing you the experiences that we imagine for the future, even before they come on an actual product. And that's what this section is. This is our first ever concept vehicle. We are not launching it today or yet. I just want to clarify that. It does look good, but the point is more than the concept here. All the experiences we are showing you on this product. And we want to do that because we don't want to wait until we go ahead and launch the final product at some point in time. So let's get into it. The big thing that we are pushing the envelope today with this concept vehicle is responsiveness. If you think about it, today, by introducing touch, we've elevated how responsive your vehicle is. By introducing voice, we've further elevated how responsive your vehicle is. We want to keep tugging on that thread, and we want to make our vehicles even more responsive in the future. And that's going to be the common theme with what we show off today with this entire concept. First, let's start with the core vehicle itself, the basics. The basics of this kind of a product, if responsiveness is the theme, the mechanicals have to be very responsive. And a responsive mechanicals is generally one thing. They've got to be agile, they've got to be dynamic, they've got to be lightweight. Starting first with the frame. Cast aluminum frame that's designed for an incredible looks and incredible weight and strength. The seat, which is a 3D printed lattice mesh, which is really designed for, again, lower weight, and flexes exactly where you need it to flex. The body, which is built out of an experimental material, Amplitex, which is a high-performance material, again, optimized for weight with the right amount of strength built into it. All of this comes together beautifully as a package and gives you what is a stunner of a product. And it gets better when you put the body on it. Introducing Project Redux, a vehicle with which we are really exploring the ends of what we can do with responsiveness, the limits of what we can do with responsiveness. So you saw what we did with the mechanicals. Obviously, it does not stop there. For us, a very responsive vehicle is one that does not need instruction in the first place. It goes beyond instruction and really understands your intent. What does that mean? It means experiences like this. You can just walk up to this vehicle. The vehicle will recognize you. It'll detect who you are. You don't need to carry a key. You don't even need to carry a key fob. There is going to be literally no button on this vehicle. True keyless experience, if there ever was one. So whenever we build keyless, the experience would be modeled on these lines, not a regular keyless that we've seen in the industry. It goes beyond even the form of the vehicle. So you can sit upright on the vehicle like you would in any other regular motor scooter. But when you want to go fast, all you have to do is lean in. And when you lean in, the vehicle readjusts its geometry, the suspension retunes itself, lowers the center of gravity, and the software tunes itself for a faster, better acceleration over anything else. So it becomes a far more thrilling ride, a far more fascinating ride than what it was before. All of it with you not even clicking a button, not even saying anything, with you just bending down and taking the form that you're supposed to. The concept continues. When you bend down, even the UI changes, what we are calling as Morph UI. With Morph UI, we are exploring a lot on the display. So this is a very large vertical display rather than the typical horizontal displays that we've had. They're designed to show you intelligently a vast array of data, a lot of information, but
It also will understand when you don't need to see all that information. So when you go to a committed stance and you bend down, in that case, it's not just the UI that changes, but the entire screen bends down and gets to show you only what you need to see, which is the power and the speed in this case, right? So everything stitched up to understanding your intent as opposed to be waiting for your instruction. The throttle has haptics inbuilt into it. So this elevates the engagement with the product for us. The vehicle can now give you a lot more feedback when the turns are coming, when the road is getting sharper, when it wants you to do something. And you can also press on the throttle, and there's pressure sensors built into it, so you can engage more with the vehicle. So both the handlebars will have this. And the final hero feature, final hero experience on this product, particularly for performance vehicles, which we are calling the takeoff mode. In the takeoff mode, as an extension of our already exciting zero lag throttle, we've elevated that further. So what we do here is, when you're waiting for the light to go green, you just press the brakes, you throttle up completely, you twist the throttle completely. The vehicle now understands that you really want to take off. It builds up potential. Its ergo once again adjusts down. It shifts its center of gravity down. It changes its mode. And the minute you release throttle, you're immediately the fastest thing on the road. You pick up pace much faster, shaving off those few precious milliseconds that are required in a performance vehicle, giving a really incredible performance. Those are all the different experiences on this. 4 different things: truly keyless, adaptive stance, morph UI, and takeoff, all coming together in a brilliant package that we are calling Redux. Let's cue in the video. Project Redux. And can Swapnil bring EL back on stage again? EL01, Project Redux. Thank you, folks. End of ACDC 2025.
selfie.
लो और क्या नया है आजकल? बिग बास्केट में अब सब 10 मिनट में आता है। 10 minutes मतलब बिग बास्केट, 10 minutes मतलब बिग बास्केट। डिलीवर्ड चुटकियों में।
नमस्कार, मैं रवीश कुमार। अगर चुनाव आयोग का यह जवाब है तो आपको सतर्क हो जाना चाहिए, सहम जाना चाहिए। फिर एक सवाल पूछना चाहिए कि दिसंबर 2023 में यह कानून क्यों बनाया गया कि चुनाव आयोग के आयुक्तों के खिलाफ एफआईआर नहीं हो सकती है। जब उन्हें एफआईआर का भी डर नहीं है